In this next segment of using Informant in real life situations, we are going to take a look at online dating. Online dating can get super weird and confusing, but Informant can keep you covered to make sure that you don't miss any dates and that you don't call someone the wrong name when you meet them for dinner. My favorite thing to use when keeping up with dates and people that I meet from these apps is notes. Notes is my go-to for all of these things. And it's because I can put the name of the person that I went on the date with in the notes and keep track of how the date went, maybe things that I liked, certain things that maybe I didn't like. That way, when they want a second date, I know, hey, maybe I don't want to do this, or, let's do it. So, a couple of things that I do for these. Now, I've made these names up, but I did use actual real life things that have happened to me on these online dates. What I like to do is I like to create the note and put their name in, and obviously I'll put in a last name, or in internet dating sometimes you don't necessarily get a last name first, so I like to put something that helps me remember who they were, like Jacob Tinder, or Kevin orange sweater, something that helps me keep track of who they are. And then in the note that I create, I add things that I liked or didn't like in the date. So Kevin remembered my favorite food and took me to get it. Let me go and have these on dinner. He was hilarious. And he used the pickup line, "You must eat a lot of Lucky Charms because you look magically delicious," which for some of you may be terrible, but for me was hilarious. So for Kevin, if you hit this little I in the circle at the top of the screen, you can see that you can save the names to a notebook. I have an online dating notebook that I save the names to. I gave him the good date tag. Now, my good date tag has a green color, green for go, as well as my little apple icon, which is also green. So I know, just looking at the note and the icons attached to it, that I had a good date with Kevin. And if he calls and wants a new one, well, we can definitely do that. So the little emoji with the heart eyes, that's the icon that I have attached to that good date tag. And then of course I showed you the little apple that was in my note as well, my green for go apple. And then we can take a look here at Jacob. Jacob was really funny. He told a couple of sort of off-putting jokes. We were sitting at dinner and he was actually on his phone quite a bit, but was pretty super cool when he wasn't on his phone. So if we check his details for Jacob, his tag is the maybe tag, and the maybe tag is colored yellow for, maybe we want to go on a date. And instead of my green or red apples, we use an orange for maybe, just so I can have a little something attached where I know, like, I had an okay time. We could probably do this one again. So those are for this particular one. So then you'll see, so my tag has the eye icon. My maybe tag has the eyeball icon attached to it because I'm keeping my eye on those certain ones for the maybe. Now we can take a look at Ben. Ben was my red flag. Ben told me that his mom helped him pick out his outfit on the first date. He also wanted to know if I wanted to meet his mom on the second date. And then did this thing where he sneezed and completely didn't cover his mouth at all. Ben kind of gets the red apple. Ben is kind of the no-go. Red, meaning stop. My bad date icon, you'll see, has the little ugh face attached to it. So this is how I keep track of my dates that I've gone on, so that when I go back in, if they give me a call, I can keep track of who is who. Another cool thing about Informant that you should definitely know about is, obviously, you can use Informant to keep your dates on your calendar. Clearly, it's a calendar app. But the coolest thing is that if you are taking a look at, like, let's see, today, I have a couple of things going on today, but I have a dinner date later. I have coffee with my mom, and a couple of other things. With Informant, if you go into your focus view, it'll show you everything that you have going on that day. Now, we're not going to pay attention to the fact that I did not, in fact, go on my walk during lunch. We're just going to skip right over that part. But if you have a location attached to your event, like my dinner date is going to be at the El Ranchero Mexican restaurant, what you can do is, with the locations attached in your focus view, you'll see this map down here in the bottom left. If you click that map, you can actually see where you have things going on that day. So, like, I've got the coffee with my mom, which you can see here. That's my dinner date. And then I've got creative writing, and then somewhere on here is the coffee with my mom. They're not all super close together, so it's kind of hard to see. But what I wanted to show you was, for the dinner date that I have, when you tap on a date that you have with your Informant, as long as you have that location popped in there, not only can you see in the map where it is, but if you tap the car, it's going to bring you right up to those driving directions, which is super, super cool. Obviously, I have updated my iPad, and so all of this fun stuff is popping up. Oh my goodness. Okay, allow. But you can tap that car and bring up driving directions to get to where you need to be from your current location, which just makes it super easy when you're out and about, like you have other things to do that day, to get to where you need to go. These are just a couple of things that you can do to keep track of your dates and any experiences that you have in the online dating world. Now, please, please feel free to comment on this video the worst online date that you have ever had, because we have absolutely, absolutely all had them. And I would love to just live vicariously through the experiences of you guys too.